get this thing popping. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Instagram. Past 3 weeks, Instagram has not been connecting. But we are on YouTube, and that's all that matters. Yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, people? Man, this has been an exciting week. We had a lot going on, gearing up for Bitcoin Pizza Day. We at the Rice Center today. We was here a little bit earlier because, you know, we had a celebration, you know what I mean? Big shout out to the founder of the Atlanta Blockchain Center and Starter Labs, Marlon Williams. He is a graduate of Morehouse class of 2026. Let's give a round of applause. Let's go. So on his journey, man, we didn't even know, he kept it under wraps that he was actually in school for the past 3 years, you know? So while he's been working doing that, he's been developing apps, you know, like real assets. He built AI Quant, man, and he's still been a dad, a husband, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's been operating his businesses, man. So big shout out to you, Big Doug. We're happy for you. We can't wait to see, you know, what the next level of what you're building. We want to see what that is. We want to see, you know, how you're going to incorporate your Morehouse connections and the affiliated companies that might be associated with Morehouse that you might be able to take advantage of. And yeah, man, so we were at the graduation. I didn't know CP graduated from there, Chris Paul.
Honorary doctorate.
Yes, this is Dr. Chris Paul. He has an honorary doctorate he received today. I thought that was phenomenal. So to be a part of that and witness that, that was dope. To hear some history on Morehouse, that also was dope. And some of the people that attended Morehouse, like Spike Lee, shout out to Spike, you know, go Knicks, you know, we in the finals, well, Eastern Conference Finals. We gonna get to the finals. Samuel L. Jackson, you know what I'm saying? He's a Morehouse graduate. A couple other people I'm forgetting, man, but it was lit though.
You say Spike Lee?
Yes, Spike. And Lloyd was out there. I don't know if he went to Morehouse or he knows, you know, somebody that was graduating, but Lloyd was out there. You know, that was funny. And
the singer Lloyd?
Yeah, the singer Lloyd. Yeah, he was actually right by us the whole time.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So yeah, man, that was dope. Then on top of that, we came back here. I had the DJ, you know what I'm saying? So I had the vibes going, you know, so we played some early 2000s R&B vibes, you know, play some Afro beats, play some reggae, you know what I mean? So nice assortment of music. We had some family and friends in the building, so we had to play it very safe, you know. Then at the end, we did some line dancing, you know, did the Tamia line dance, you know what I'm saying? Did the Cupid line dance, you know, so all that was cool, man, you know, so all the while DJing, taking photos and videos, I was getting the content together, so that's why we started at 4:30 today, you know? But I appreciate everybody's patience. And Instagram, y'all need to get right. This is the third week in a row that I have not been able to connect Restream to it, all right? So we are only on YouTube, so what I might do is just, you know, put the clips up on Instagram like I've been doing, but if you want to see the full video, you know, just tap into YouTube, y'all. Tap into YouTube. You know, so we're gonna keep it brief today because we got some turning up to do. We got some partying to do. Our folks are down the block, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna pull up on them. Shout out to the good folks at the Bookstore Gallery. And let's shout out Kyle and Justin for, you want to make the announcement, Cheese? Well, we got the official location for our mint and marquee items for FIFA World Cup. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Oh, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so we'll, you know, we've been 3D printing these wonderful items you see here on this table, and now we get the opportunity to actually sell them right in the middle of the World Cup. So shout out to the Bookstore Gallery, prime location, right there in the heart of the heart of the noise. It's going to be a good time. See how things kick off next month. We're looking forward to seeing people reactions to things like we already see their reaction on a regular day basis when we print things up and we bring it around our community, right? So now it's time to just really see how the wider audience reacts to things and make some money off of that in the progress.
That's right. That's right. So we're gonna be out there on our grind, minting marquee. Be on the lookout. We're gonna have some promotional banners, flyers, tablecloths, so you ain't gonna be able to miss us. You know, we got that mint green, black and white. Those are the colors that, as you can see right here, for our 3D printed business sign right there. You know, yeah, man. So I'm super happy. Let me see if I got this Knicks tag in my chain. Tag in my pocket. I don't. But what we do here, we talk about blockchain technology every Sunday. We give you the rundown on TCK. But we also offer 3D printing services, so you can tap in with that. And to stay informed in crypto, sign up for the newsletter. Everybody who signed up for the newsletter and subscribe, you will be getting your newsletter tonight, which is dope. It's going to be about maybe 30 or so articles that are condensed into one newsletter, and you'll be getting that this evening. All right, folks? So I'm going to give y'all a quick rundown of the 4 stories. We usually do about 5 to 6, but we're keeping it short today because we're trying to turn up and party. But I'm going to give y'all the gist of some of the articles that we will be discussing today. All right? So first thing we're going to talk about is Trump disclosing his Coinbase, Robinhood, and Bitcoin mining stock trades in a new ethics filing. So we get a chance to see his investments. Man, and people was posting that all on social media this weekend too. Also, the U.S. government is using AI to hunt insider trading on Polymarket as prediction markets face regulatory pressure. So we're going to be talking about that, man. A lot of insider trading. Oh, shout out to Polymarket. Y'all are kicking ass on Brandon. There were 2 sporting events. I believe one was a Major League Baseball. No, it was a soccer event. I saw that somebody posted in our group chat. All right. Sort of Polymarket banner on the background. That was dope. And also, there was this big iced out Polymarket pendant that one of these UFC fighters had this weekend when he won. So, he probably won some money on the fight, obviously, because he won, but he probably put some money on Polymarket betting on himself. You know what I'm saying? But insider trading on Polymarket is an issue. All right. Also, we will be talking about OpenSea, the CEO actually, mentioning that tokenized Pokemon cards, Rolexes, and tickets could drive the next NFT boom. I actually believe that. I think the art NFT aspect is done and over with, but the utility and the tokenization of real world assets, listen, man. I was thinking about getting that Casio watch. Excuse me, it wasn't a Casio, it was a Swatch. It was the Swatch/AP. Shout out to anybody who got one of those Swatch APs. I've seen videos of people going crazy. There was melee in stores. Like, calm down, folks. They're gonna be having this watch roll out over the next few months. All right, so it is a collector's item. But the crazy part about it, they were selling for about $450 to about $500. I've seen videos where people were getting maced. People were trampling each other to get to these watches. It was pandemonium all across the globe, whether it was Thailand, Dubai. They had to shut down Dubai. In Dubai, they got money. You know they got real bread in Dubai, but they was rioting to get $450 Swatch APs, which was crazy to me. All right? So I saw one video where this gentleman went to a jewelry store and the jeweler was like, I'll give you $2,000 for each watch. He had 4. Guess what the dude said? Dude was like, nah, you gotta give me $2,500 per watch. The jeweler was like, all right, boom. He peeled out 10 bands like it wasn't nothing for 4 of those AP swatches. Now, the jeweler, he has access, to actually have the bands made. He probably gonna have some dope, bands made for him. But think about it. If he bought those for $2,000, no, $2,500 a piece, imagine how much he's gonna be selling them for. These watches are going crazy. And I even said this If I were to get my hands on one of those, and I'm in Atlanta, they was running crazy in Lenox Mall. I wasn't trying to do that. But if I was gonna do it, I would buy that and tokenize it instantly, put it right on chain. And this is exactly what the COO and the CEO and the COO of OpenSea had mentioned, tokenizing Rolexes. So hey, we can tokenize those APs. And the last story that we're gonna talk about is Drake, his new Iceman album. Cheese, did you hear the album?
Only parts of it.
All right, cool. Did you catch any Bitcoin references?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, man. He had about like 3 Bitcoin references on. It was crazy. So we gotta get into that. All right. So those are the 4 articles that we gotta run down. So let's talk about it, y'all. So I'm interested to see what people think about Trump's investments. Okay. So during a new ethics filing, Trump disclosed thousands of security trades during the first quarter of 2026, including significant portions in crypto-related companies like Coinbase, Robinhood, and Bitcoin mining firms such as Meta Holdings, all right, formerly Marathon Digital, and CleanSpark, all right. These filings showed Coinbase purchases reached as high as $150,000 to $500,000 range. So he's been buying those shares, all right, alongside large trades on Robinhood, all right. So Coinbase and Robinhood, they're competing for the mind share of the youth who are the new traders. I think Robinhood, they got that unlocked, but I'm not surprised that he's invested in those two. And this further highlights Trump growing exposure to the crypto sector as his administration continues to push pro-crypto policies. So the Trump organization stated the investments are managed independently through third-party financial institutions with no direct involvement for Trump or his family in day-to-day trading decisions. Still, the disclosures are likely to intensify debate around potential conflicts of interest as the administration shapes digital asset regulation while maintaining expanding ties to the crypto industry. Okay, so you can go online, you can go on Twitter, you can see the list of all of, it's the tickers. They actually have all of the tickers posted of all of his investments. And obviously, like they said, it's a third party that's handling these trades. I know Trump not doing it himself, but I'm sure Barron is probably getting his hands dirty in this crypto and stock space. And Polymarket, he's probably the guy, you know, front running these damn bets. All right, so I gotta ask my co-hosts and my listeners, what is your thoughts and does it surprise you on all of Trump's investments ranging from Robinhood to Coinbase to Bitcoin mining firms? What do you think about that? Do you think a sitting president should have the ability to invest in these companies like this? Do you think there's an issue with it, or do you think he's allowed to do it? He should be allowed to do it. What's your thoughts, Trees?
Yeah, I think he should allow to do it. This should be allowed to do it transparently. And this, by that transparently, I mean, like, making people aware. And I guess the only downside of that is, like, does that skew people's thought process? Like, oh, this guy's the president, he must know what he's doing, right? Mm-hmm. So people might trade because of that. But at the end of the day, like, the information and the right to trade is the president's as well. This matters about how you go about doing it, in my opinion.
Nah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, you know, the transparency is there, and I truly feel like the point that you made, people being able to see his trades. I mean, hell, they do it to Nancy Pelosi. You know, they have been on her head forever as far as the money her and her husband has made from their trades, you know, and you know they have access, firsthand access to information and legislation and regulation, you know, so they know what's going to happen. So I think this is the issue that, especially the Democrats, because we have to mention the Clarity Act. It passed in the Senate Banking Committee, but it has to go through the Senate Agriculture Committee. Then it goes to the full Senate, then it goes to Trump to get signed. So we still got a couple more hurdles, but there were only 2 Democrats that crossed over to sign this. All right, so the Democrats are still, anti-crypto, and I went through, the Clarity Act and some of the key points, and yeah, I feel like both sides have to compromise, but I feel like this is a pretty good deal. So Tia, she made a video to Raphael Warnock expressing like, hey, we need your support on this, and he voted against it. So I feel like Trump gave crypto a bad name to the point where the Democrats feel like, this been something that increased the wealth of the Trump family, and they already had an issue with it because they felt like in the past crypto was being used for, illicit activity, and this doesn't help what Trump is doing. So to that point, like what Cheese was saying, as long as there's transparency, people will most likely copy trade, So we will see, because the list was released this weekend, so we're going to see when the market opens up tomorrow, all right? So, also, one thing I want to highlight right quick, if you haven't registered for Bitcoin Pizza Day, that's next Friday, man, I left the keychain in the car. I 3D printed, let me back up a little bit. I actually illustrated, because I'm a graphic designer, I illustrated this pizza, which is super dope. I was able to render it, 3D file, print it out, came out dope. I tweaked it a little bit and added some sauce and some drip to it. You know what I'm saying?
Like
so
literally.
Yeah, literally, man. So it came out super dope. I'm super excited. Now, Cheese, I gotta ask you, for Bitcoin Pizza Day, what are some of the things you're looking forward to that? And are you going to set up something like a Skylark activation that'll allow people to have the ability to get the keychains, or we just giving away? How we going to do the keychains?
We can give them away.
Okay.
First come, first serve.
Okay.
But I already started Skylark activation for the 3 trophies that we have. We have these pizza trophies that we giving them away. So far, we got interesting amount of people that are participating in the challenge, and so the top 3 people will be getting a pizza statue, and the 4th person will get a pizza statue, a smaller pizza statue for a best video.
Dope. All right, cool, man. So if y'all haven't registered, go ahead and register. Cheese, if you have that link, do you mind just posting that in the chat so people can lock in and just register? It's free. Think about it. You're gonna get free pizza. You're gonna get free information on blockchain technology and the origin stories of the first Bitcoin transaction. Right? You're gonna have the opportunity to network with people in Web3. And I think Tia said there's gonna be some adult beverages there too, right? We got a couple of adult beverages.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so we're gonna be litty in the city, y'all. So pull up Friday. It is from 5 to 9 here at the Right Center. So yeah, pull up, y'all. All right. So let's talk about the next story, which has to do with Polymarket. All right. So shout out to Polymarket, man. Y'all, like I said, as far as marketing and branding, y'all have been kicking ass. All right. So let's talk about it, y'all. I do have one request to speak. We're going to have my guy, Easy Money, Esquire, jump up on stage. Easy Money, how you doing, brother? What's going on? And I appreciate, the alpha, man. You stay dropping alpha, bro. What's going on? All right, we're going to give my boy Easy Money a minute to get up on stage so he can share his thoughts and tell us what he got going on. So, B, whenever you get a chance, just raise your hand and you will be up on the floor. So let's talk about the U.S. government using AI to hunt insider trading on Polymarket as prediction markets face regulatory pressure. All right? So, the CFTC is ramping up its crackdown on insider trading on prediction markets by deploying AI-powered surveillance tools with platforms like Polymarket and Kalshi. See, this is according to a recent Wired interview with the chairman Michael Silic. All right. Hopefully, I'm saying your last name wrong. Actually, right. Regulators are now using advanced blockchain analytics, behavioral monitoring, and partnerships with firms like Chain Analysis and NASDAQ Smarts to detect suspicious trading patterns tied to political and geopolitical events, especially after a 2026 case involving a U.S. Army Special Forces soldier accused of profiting from classified information through polymarket bets. Basically, this soldier had information about the kidnapping of President Maduro, who was the president of Venezuela, and he made a bet on Polymarket. They actually had him on Kalshi first. They kicked him off of Kalshi, and then he made the bet on Polymarket. So that caught up with him. So now he's definitely being reprimanded. He got to pay back the money, and he got to do some time. So, as prediction markets rapidly expand into areas like elections, wars, and Federal Reserve decisions, regulators argue these platforms are especially vulnerable to insider information and manipulation because traders are speculating directly on real-world outcomes. All right, so in response, Polymarket and competitors like Kalshi are strengthening compliance systems and surveillance infrastructure to attract institutional legitimacy. Now, we already know Kalshi and Polymarket, they've been kicking ass when it comes to partnerships. Polymarket has a lot of partnerships with sports leagues, and Kalshi has a lot of partnerships with media outlets, all right, like Yahoo and stuff like that. So, Cheese, what's your thoughts on our government using AI-powered surveillance tools to monitor these betting platforms for insider trader? And do you think Barron Trump is one of those insider traders? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, he might. Oh yeah, go ahead, B.
B, you on the stage, B? Nah, go ahead, B.
My connection was crazy earlier, but
Put the mic.
shout out to TCK, man, episode 118. Congratulations, Marlon, again on the BBA, and not no BBL, but the BBA, and yeah, man. But with these topics, I agree with Joe and what Joe was saying with Trump should be able to trade and buy what he wants. Slippery slope just because obviously he's the biggest KOL. And it was crazy because, again, as a KOL, the White House was even out here shilling Drake albums, talking about the crypto bars. So that was crazy to see. A little cringe, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, with the Polymarket thing too, with going back to one of the bars I think Drake had on there, he was talking about like a shorty trying to ask him what day he gonna drop so she could place a bet on Polymarket or some shit. Yeah. So the insider trading is interesting. I think the idiots who are doing stuff with insider information on Polymarket and making a very clean connection to themselves are idiots. But hey, what did Chud the Builder do? He played stupid games. He won stupid prizes. So shit happens. People going FAFO, and it is what it is. But I also just wanted to get in here, man, real quick. It's not a meme coin hour at all because it's definitely not a meme coin. But I did drop some real alpha. I think it was like a week or two ago on the TCK when Claw Bank was brought up. But it was also mentioned GitLob. I mentioned that around like 3 mil. I got in around like 1 to 3 mil, but that thing around like 40 mil right now. And it's actually a crazy AI project that you could go do your own research on. But they're getting a lot of interaction even with like Sam Altman and stuff. So a lot of interesting things out there. I think it's funny though, I'm playing around on base. And then today I even see Ansem is starting to tweet about base and asking about different base projects. So never did I think in my life I'd be back on Ethereum buying and trading base tokens. But here we are, man. And then I guess I'll close with this. One of the things Brian Armstrong did mention, it was back in May of last year, actually. I ended up going to DC and went to one of the Coinbase Stand with Crypto events where Brian Armstrong spoke about, I think at the time it was the Genius Act and that getting passed. And just going back to, there was a lady policymaker or statesperson or whatever. But she was in there talking about the disgust of how Trump creating a meme coin and da 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 da. And then Brian Armstrong is like, it's a free market. The president should be able to launch a meme coin just like anybody else should. And obviously, when it comes to anything, not just a meme coin, because it is a free market. And so I know that was a web diagram, but I had to drop it all like it's hot. But yeah, shout out to TCK, everybody on here.
Yo, B, nah, man. I'm glad you touched on all of those points, man. And shout out to you and your family, man. The first time I seen, baby boy, man, was this Thursday, man. You got a beautiful family, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you tapping in, bro. I appreciate you tapping in. And the information, yeah, like you said, man, Shorty hit up Drake and was asking him for the release date so she could finesse Polymarket. I thought that was a slick bar. You know what I'm saying? That definitely was a slick bar, man. And, to your point, Brian Armstrong did say he felt like it's a free market and Trump should be able to launch it, but it just doesn't look good. It's the optics of it. To me, it just doesn't look good. He should be able to do it, but it doesn't look good. So there is some legislation that's being kicked around that might prevent political leaders and their family members to be involved in investing in crypto. But we will see. We will see. We will see. But I appreciate all of those points that you made, B. And so, yeah, what's your thoughts on Polymarket with their branding? Because the two events, like I said, it was the soccer game and the NFC, and not the NFC, the UFC fight that guy was wearing the iced out Polymarket chain. Did you see that, Cheese?
No, I didn't see either of those.
Okay. But so, what's your thoughts on the CFTC using these AI tools, surveillance tools?
I think it's necessary. At the end of the day, the long-term version of our trading is going to be done with AI. So if we have AI to track AI, then that's going to bring things full circle.
Nah, that's a great point. Yeah. We're gonna need AI to track AI. Because as humans, there's gonna be flaws, man. There's gonna be flaws with human oversight. So yes, I still do think AI needs human oversight at the end of the day, even if AI is checking AI. But nah, that's a great point. Great point. So let's talk about the next article. I appreciate that, B, and I appreciate that, Cheese. All right. The next article we're going to talk about is OpenSea. All right. So the COO and the CEO believes the next major NFT wave won't be driven by speculative JPEG collections, aka digital art, but by tokenized real-world assets like Pokemon cards, which you can get some on BZ.io, which is like, those games, the crane games, when you drop the crane into the little container and it grabs like a stuffed animal or a little football or something like that. Well, now they have digital, like, I don't want to call them vending machines, but they're like, the crane games. And people are winning thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon trading cards, right? So that's BZ.io. So they said, but by tokenizing real-world assets like Pokemon cards, Rolex watches, and event tickets, and luxury collectibles that carry actual utility and ownership value, this could actually keep up with, number one, authenticity, and bootlegging, preventing bootlegging. Y'all already know those Swatch watches are going to get bootlegged. Them Swatch AP watches will be bootlegged, and people will be buying them. But guess what? If you were smart, people would tokenize it. I was saying the same thing, so I'm glad that these individuals at OpenSea said that as well. So now, according to OpenSea's CMO, Adam Hollander, advances in blockchain infrastructure and AI are making it easier to tokenize physical assets and create more practical use cases for NFTs beyond digital art. I totally agree, and we shouldn't be calling them NFTs anymore, digital collectibles. That's the name. All right. So the shift reflects a broader evolution into the NFT market where collectors and brands are increasingly focused on authenticated ownership, tradable real-world assets and experiences rather than hype-driven profile pictures. I totally agree. And one thing they actually missing are in-game assets. Shout out to our guy Barry with Gamers Play Gamers. He got some shit cooking up for y'all, but he's also getting into tokenized trading cards. That's a super fact. All right, so Cheese, what's your thoughts on OpenSea believing that the next NFT wave, let's call it digital collectible waves, will be tokenized real world assets like Pokemon cards, Rolex watches, and event tickets and luxury collectibles? What's your thoughts on that, Cheese?
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, Boo Boos, the physical is coming back, right? Like people want physical experiences, people want physical things. I've been 3D printing these things for the James Room, and they've been going like people have been loving them.
You got any with you today?
No, I don't have it.
Okay.
And people have been loving it. And
Tell the people what it is, though.
there's different things. It's just, it depends on the day, so it's different. But the point I want to make here is that going back to the AP swatch situation, that one is unique. That's pretty unique. Though on the market, on the on the dollar side of the table, it's the same, but AP situation is pretty unique. So to give everybody the backstory, AP is currently in a lawsuit with they were trying to renew their trademarks or establish trademarks in Japan and the United States.
Really?
And the issue was that the Royal Oak
Bezel?
bezel is not distinct enough for, even though a lot of people recognize it as AP, and it's not distinct enough currently to court to say, hey, okay, if you see that bezel, that's an infringement on AP, right? Like that's your bezel. Nobody else can copy that bezel. That's not flying well in Japan and the United States right now. So what they did was come up with an idea, a marketing idea, to create a moment in the market where, while they're going through court, they can just point out to the judge and say, "Hey, look, we told you our stuff is popping. Like people know the AP bezel. We just launched this yesterday, and you see how much people want it. So like that's proof that our bezel is it's something, it's distinctive to us, because we got all these people going crazy. So on top of that, what it also does is it creates a new market for them to if they are so non-distinctive, now they're super distinctive.
That's right.
Right? So that was pretty genius of them to do that, I thought. That aside, I think more of this will just continue to happen, where the technology will allow for protection of assets and physical assets of that. As I mentioned earlier, it's a growing market. It's been a market, but it's going to be a booming market to come, because people are looking for physical.
Jeez, good shit, man. You smoked that, brother. You smoked that, man. Thank you for that insight and the backstory about the copyright lawsuit. Now, I'm a big fan of the Royal Oak bezel. I got a couple of watches that are similar to that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got that one on today. I got my Swiss Legend on today. I'm a watch collector, man. I got Invictus watches. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of Invictus. I got a Swiss Legend. Yeah, man, I'm a watch collector, man. So I definitely, Swatch said they're going to be rolling out this for the next few months. I'm going to wait till the hype die down, and I'm going to get one. Because you know what? Me and Cheese is already talking about, you already know it, 3D printing some kind of accessory for these watches. So be on the lookout for that. We will be doing that. And also be on the lookout for the new Mint and Marquee website. We are updating the website. Guess what, folks? The shit is on Shopify. We will have AI capabilities and tools we will use. Man, we about to be cooking, y'all. Y'all just don't even know. And we gearing up for the World Cup, man. So, yo, shout out to my guy Just Cheese, man. We've been doing our thing with this, man. You know, we really been doing our thing. A lot of progress in this past 9 months dealing with the 3D printers.
Yeah.
I got to pat ourselves on the back, man. We came a long way, man. We came a long way. And not to mention, Marlon graduated from Morehouse today, and Just Cheese 3D printed a dope character of Marlon, you know?
Want to go get it?
Yeah, go ahead and run and get it right quick and show it to the people, man. So while he runs and gets that, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Hit up the TCK Web3 News website, all right? Hit up thecryptocrew.com to get your weekly newsletter. Subscribe, y'all. It's only $5, all right? And I really appreciate everybody who has subscribed already. So for your visual pleasure, on the table, sorry for everybody listening on Twitter, but if you want to catch what we have, we're on YouTube. We got our Mint and Marquee business sign. We got our lucky Bitcoin gnome. All right, he's holding a Bitcoin in his hand. We got the Lionel Messi jersey, and we got the Warwick Dunn jersey that I customized. Cheese is holding up a mini version of Marlon, all right, in his graduation attire. You know, and his graduation attire was fly. He had the Stand with Crypto on the show. He had Bitcoin paid for this education. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fire, Cheese. Good job, man. Good job. Oh, and last but not least, we got these keychains, World Cup trophy keychains and statues, but your boy did a handmade 3D filament. This is the leftover filament. This is a sculpture of a skull. All right, so I'm gonna hold it up to the camera so the people who are watching on YouTube, for your visual pleasure, this is a hand molded skull from leftover 3D filament. This shit is fire, y'all. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to check that out, y'all can go ahead and hit the YouTube, because I already posted some photos about it. All right. So for our last story, our very last story, what we're gonna discuss is your boy Drizzy Drake. All right. Did anybody listen to that Iceman album? Did you listen to Habiti? I believe I'm saying that wrong or right. I don't know. I didn't listen to it because it's on some party club shit. And The Maid of Honor. So that's his R&B album. So he did an album for all of his fan bases. All right. I'm not a big fan of the singing Drake. I'm not a fan of the pop Drake. I like when he raps. The beats, I can say, were kind of melancholy. They were kind of like, I guess he had like 80 beats per minute as far as BPMs. So it was like a very not even slow, but kind of slow, mid-tempo vibes. He didn't have like a lot of, like Family Matters, that was like a very up-tempo diss track. Like he didn't have anything on there like that. He had one song that he tried to bounce to Cali, but nah, that wasn't working, man. He used the fake Cali accent, and I feel like some of this content he put out was 2 years too late, but lyrically he said some shit. So I got to give him some props. So let's get into the lyrics, all right? The reason we're bringing up Drake is because he is a promoter of Stake, all right? And Stake is one of those betting platforms, and I believe you can use Bitcoin. I don't know. I never used Stake. I'm not a big gambler like that. But let's talk about what Drake did, all right? So, I can't lie. Drake is once again pulling crypto into mainstream music culture after referencing Bitcoin, FTX, and the disgraced former CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, on the track Dust from his new album Iceman. All right, so in the song, Drake calls himself a Bitcoin crypto big timer while also referencing Bankman-Fried. He actually called him Samuel Bankman. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he said free the guys. No, we not freeing the guy. We not freeing that guy, man.
He said free him, free him.
He said free Sam Bateman free. Like, yo, come on, Drake. Yo, bro. Not only that, you kind of tone deaf, Drake. You start the album saying the word ice. You said it a couple times, ice. And you know what that prompted? If you go on the White House's Twitter page, what did they do? They AI'd the cover because he got Michael Jackson's glove holding up the 6 or whatever. They AI'd a iced out MAGA Cuban link on the album cover. Drake, you did it yourself. You said, yo, on the album, yo, me and the white girls be making out a lot. I was like, damn, bro. And now you like damn near promoting MAGA. You saying ice. You got to think, man. You got to read the room. You know how many people has been probably triggered just by that word because their families got deported and separated and all that? You know what I mean? People lost jobs because of that. This is the part that Kendrick was trying to get you to understand. You know, you don't have the culture cachet in Canada because you're a Canadian. You don't get it. You know what I mean? You'll never have that culture cachet, so you got to absorb the culture. It was a good attempt at that song that you did. You tried to do the West Coast bop. It ain't really, like, honestly, if you ain't try to insult Kendrick at the same time, it probably would have been a halfway decent song. But it is what it is. Then the other one was, what did he say? The Poly Market reference. You know what I'm saying? The shorty was like, hey, you know, when the release date? So she trying to finesse, like B said, you know, trying to finesse Poly Market, you know, come up on them bets, man. So I'm not even mad at I'm not even mad at that. That was some slick bars. One of the slickest bars on the albums to me, I can't even lie, that album he had, Iceman, was I was aiding Ross with the streams before Aiden Ross was streaming or something like that. It was a super slick bar. So basically aiding Rick Ross and Aiden Ross, it was a great play. Great. I can't lie, the boy is he's a phenomenal writer, or his team is a bunch of phenomenal writers. I don't know if he's writing his lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But those bars, he got a lot of double and triple entendres. He shot at Khaled. He shot at Hove. He was shooting at a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so. J. Cole got a couple of bars. But Kendrick, you know, we expected he was going to shoot bars at Kendrick. You know, it's dead, though, Drake. It's like reheating, what Charlamagne said. It's like reheating old fries. You know what I'm saying? But Drake, man, just make happy, fun party music, and you'll be okay. All right, you sell your catalog. Right now, you can probably get $2 billion for your catalog, and I heard you're going independent. That's the reason why you dropped all 3 of these albums. So, Cheese, what's your thoughts on these blockchain Bitcoin bars that Drake is dropping? What's your opinion on some of the content and some of the songs? Because I know you said you only heard a portion of it, but from what you heard, do you like the album, and do you appreciate his blockchain bars? What's your thoughts?
I wouldn't say I appreciate the blockchain bars. I mean, I appreciate the signal that it sends. Like if Drake is talking about it, and then you know, signal is that it's gonna be up, and that's good. But outside of that, it just be sounding like he be saying random shit.
So what do you think of the album, though? From what you heard?
It was too all over the place. I mean, my favorite song though is
I think it was something Must, right?
my favorite song is
You talking about the very first song?
no.
Oh.
My favorite song is National Treasures.
Yeah, that song was tough. That was one of my favorite joints off of there.
For the city though.
I like Plot Twist too. Plot Twist is a
I like
good
the
one.
time for this. Okay.
Well, that was a good song. That wasn't the song I'm talking about though.
Nah, that's a bop. That song is a bop.
Yeah, that song is good. That's not the one I'm talking about. What song?
Oh, the joint with Conductor was tough too, though.
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, that one?
Yeah,
That's probably his hardest joint on this.
yeah. This was my favorite song.
Now, we not choosing sides.
But yeah, outside of that,
No, great choice.
I'm
Great
good.
choice. The free joint was tough. I like the intro song because it's the first time he actually been vulnerable and just spoke about what was going on in his life. You know, they told him to go deeper, you know, pause, and he did, you know, which is good. You know what I mean? You need to be introspective sometimes. And you're battling a lot. You said you're battling your age, you're battling the labels, or like you're battling everybody in hip hop right now at this point. So that ass whooping that you took actually made you more of a better lyricist. But it made you more of a bitch because you got a lawsuit, man. Why? You lost a rap battle. You have a lawsuit against you because of the same thing. Yeah, that chat nigga wizard that you involved with, you and academics, you know what I'm saying? Y'all using stake and you're using this guy to actually pay those streaming bots. That's what you accused of, Drake. So it's like, come on, brother. Man, just stick to making good music, catch the L, keep moving. You saw what happened with Hove. Hove caught the L. He went back to the drawing board. He started putting out some good music, man. And people, they ride with him. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, Nas and Hove, they actually squashed their beef. So, to Cheese's point, it's a great marketing tool for promoting Bitcoin in crypto. So I give you props on that. But stop misleading the people. Tell the people that you're using stakes money to gamble. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Hopefully, we won't have to see another ass whipping. Because I'm tired of this Drake Kendrick shit. All right. I hope Kendrick is he's letting you shadow box right now. You might get a couple bars from a few other people, but oh my bad. ASAP Rocky caught a mean bar. I can't lie. He said, yo, you getting bodied by a single nigga. He was like, yo, your wifey didn't even post your single, nigga. I was like, oh. He had some bars. I gotta give him some props, man. It was good listening. Summertime is about to pop off, so it's gonna be summertime vibes. Drake is back outside. We're gonna see what happens if Kendrick replies. And we're going to see if there's any more Bitcoin bars by any more of your favorite rappers. Because if there's any lyrics that is pertaining to blockchain and crypto, best believe we are on it. And you're going to hear it here first. You heard? So this is your boy, T Gold. We are live from the Rice Center. We about to turn up and pull up at the Bookstore Gallery. Shout out to all our good folks at the Bookstore Gallery. I ate good. Shout out to Tia and her sister Tavi. His food was good. It was great, actually. Shout out to Megan for decorating the place and getting it right. And again, shout out to the Rice Center for allowing us to host the event on the rooftop. That was our first rooftop event. I'm looking forward to that. Also, looking forward to y'all tapping in to the cryptocrew.com, getting that newsletter. Make sure you do that. Everything is being monetized right now. Whether it's our data, you know what I'm saying? Because this information that we provided to y'all is very valuable. All right, so take time out, sign up for the newsletter, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stay informed, stay in the loop. All right, and on top of that, tap in with Mint and Marquee. I know Cheese says we gotta do slight modifications, but the new website, we are working on that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's mintandmarquee.xyz. And you can get some of these fine 3D printed items that we have here, or you can get a handmade 3D filament collectible. All right, this is pretty dope. And Bitcoin Pizza Day is next Friday. Register, sign up. Cheese, did you throw that in the?
Yep.
All right, so if you haven't registered, go ahead and register. And shout out to NFT again for making that happen. Shout out to Stan with Crypto. Man, this is going to be a dope event. We're looking forward to Bitcoin Pizza Day again. Shout out to Marlon Barchef for graduating from Morehouse with his BA, man. It's phenomenal, man. I'm super, super proud of you. We're super, super proud of you, brother. Continue the hard work, and we will support you, you know, through all these ups and downs that crypto has provided for us on this wild and crazy roller coaster. All right.
Facts.
So, yeah, man, stack your Satoshis and make sure that you are avoiding any reckless meme coins. Shout out to B for that GitLab. Yeah, I think it's called GitLab. That particular meme coin that he called on our podcast a couple of weeks ago. It's about $35 million as far as their market cap right now. He called it when it had $1 million market cap. So yeah, we call coins on here, not financial advice. Do your own research. This is your boy T Gold. This is TCK Web3 News Roundtable 118. This is my guy Just Cheese. You heard? We are Mint and Marquee. We are TCK. All right. Tap in with us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to get this Web3 Alpha. Stay tapped in. Get that newsletter. Anything else you want to tell them, Cheese? You want to tell them anything about Skylark?
No, that's been good.
Oh, you want to talk about James Room, Skylark, anything?
It's been good for all the parties at the James Room. And we got one more weekend to go. So grateful for all this, that, you know, and let's close it out strong.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So it's your boy T Gold, episode 118, TCK, Web3 News Roundtable. Tap in with us, y'all. You heard? Oh, be on the lookout for some new I Guess Busy Web3 wear. Woo! I can't wait to release the new merch, y'all. All right, so appreciate all the listeners. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank you, Easy Money, for your information. Our guy Be Wise, appreciate you being a loyal listener, man. Everybody else who tapped in, we appreciate y'all. Peace.